Hey, hello, hi, welcome back. So today I thought I'd switch things up a bit. I have officially been on professional training with NVDM coaching for about a month now. So I wanted to give an in-depth view of what my training looks like, kind of the pros and cons, how my body feels after being on professional training, and just kind of give all of the secrets and the details away. So let's jump in. So to jump in, my week starts every Monday morning with the master swim with the coaching team. So I drive to Austin Monday mornings, get in around 6 o'clock. Swimming starts at 6:30. Typically, we swim about 2,500 yards every Monday, or anytime there is a group master swim. That's how long we typically swim. This is primarily a recovery swim. We break it down first by doing a 300 warm-up, 300 kick, and then 300 pull. So before even getting into kind of any lead-up set, we're pretty much breaking that 1,000-yard mark. Then moving into the main set really just depends on the day and the coach of who's doing it. But it's, always focused on some kind of recovery on Mondays, which is really nice, especially after the really long, tough weekend rides and runs. So it's nice to have, going into Monday morning, a nice recovery swim. So moving into Tuesday is always programmed a threshold ride for myself. Last week it was programmed an hour and 15 minutes, and I will put the breakdown of the Strava or my Garmin perhaps. That way you can see what those thresholds look like. Again, it all varies based on your specific FTP. Okay, so moving into Wednesday, I have a long run, which is fairly long for me because I absolutely hate running. And so anything more than a 5K is just tremendously long for me. So my long run consists of typically a 1 to 1.5 mile warm up. And then this last week we did some pace training. So focused on making sure that I'm hitting my goals for half marathon run, did 2 miles at that pace, did an easy jog for 2 minutes, and then moved into a mile at my 10K pace. So that one was a tough one for me. Holding those paces and for extended amount of time was pretty rough. But nevertheless, we got through it. Was able to actually do that on the trail. That one was pretty fun just because my cool down was a lot longer than a mile, which was programmed. Ended up doing overall, I think, 7.1 miles for that specific programming, but really enjoyed that one because I got to run with my husband, which was cool. Don't always get to do that. Tuesday is also programmed lifting. Lifting is a new thing in my training. Used to lift a lot before I got into triathlon, so I feel like I had a reserve of strength. However, getting back into it, especially last week, was so tough. I had to take a couple of days off because my legs were just thrashed. But this week got to do it again and had a little bit of lower reps. It wasn't too bad, which was pretty nice. So Thursdays are a tough swim. I have a really strong swimming background, but I just feel like tough swims always take it out on me. My body is just so fatigued, and I don't know if this is how other people feel also, but I am just dead. I'm so exhausted. I typically have a horrible headache. I have to really make sure that I maintain high water, high electrolytes, lot of carbs going into swimming. And then as soon as I get out of the water, I just have to like down more carbs. Otherwise, I am just out for the count all day on Thursdays, which is really rough. So I've learned over the last couple of weeks how my body has been managing with that. So I've been making sure that I take a banana and a muffin and just like extra nutrients during that time, which is smart. So the last couple of weeks have been speed work. So again, 300 by 300 by 300 for warm up. And then it goes into 2 sets of 20 by 25s, maintaining the same pace for every 25. And if you miss a second, then I'm supposed to be taking a break for the next one. And then if I miss 2 consecutively, then I just have to go easy on the rest. 2 weeks ago, I had pretty much the same training and I was right at 18 seconds, and it was just way too fast for a 25. So backed it down to 20 seconds for this week, this last week, and hit the mark every single time. It was 20 seconds every single time, which was phenomenal. So 20 by 25, and then a 200 easy, went into another 20 by 25 with a 200 easy, and then a 10 by 25 with a 200 easy. So that was my tough swim. I went into a just easy run. So 30 minutes, just, conversational aerobic pace. Not too bad at all. So Fridays. Fridays are my favorite just because after a really tough swim and I feel like lifting on Tuesdays, my body is just at that point of just feeling so fatigued and so tired. So Friday mornings are always my favorite because it's an aerobic bike ride. It's an hour and a half, hour 15 maybe, of just easy conversational biking. And that is my favorite. So, you're just climbing specific watts. It's typically 75%, even 65% of my FTP. So really just enjoy an easy bike ride for that. Long bricks. Saturdays and Sundays are long bricks. Saturday is usually a 2.5 hour bike ride, followed by a 20 to a 30 minute run off the bike. This last weekend, it was a build-up, and it was tough. Luckily, though, this is something that I can switch out for an outdoor gravel ride. Because it's a programmed 2 hours and 20 minutes, I can typically do like a 3.5 hour gravel ride outdoors, and it'll make up for it. Doesn't make up for the runoff, but that's something that we can always work on later, I guess. So the gravel rides outdoors are so much fun. Again, my mother-in-law is in town, so I get to ride with my husband, or we're able to find some kind of babysitter to watch the baby while we go do the ride outdoors. And the last couple of times we got to go with a former Cat 1 racer who was almost pro. He raced with some of the most phenomenal racers back in the 1970s and 80s. So he's a little bit older, but my gosh, can he climb hills like a madman? Absolutely. He is just so quick with it, and it's really such an honor to be able to ride with, a really great racer. So he's got a lot of stories to tell, and he's just fun to ride and compete with. So this last weekend, did an outdoor ride to Coffee Shop. I think it ended up being like 42 miles round trip. Got to stop and enjoy some coffee at the local Johnson City coffee shop. So really enjoyed being able to get to do that. And it's just so hot here in Texas now in the summer that if you are outdoors and you're riding at 9 a.m., it's already too late. Even 8 a.m. sometimes it's just too late. So the ride to the coffee shop was great, but the ride back we were just drenched in sweat. It was so hot. But absolutely stunning views, just phenomenal to be able to be out in hill country. Texas is beautiful. If you guys haven't been out here, Texas is absolutely beautiful. So got to really enjoy that. And again, 20-30 minute run off the bike for that. So that wasn't too bad. Sundays are a long aerobic run. So that's, again, anything from an hour to an hour and a half. Easy conversational run. Pace is, if it's in the heat, like it has been with Texas, it's anywhere from 9:45 to 10-minute pace for me, unless I'm feeling really good, and then I can push a little bit harder. But typically it's, something really slow and easy just to get through and get some miles in. So Sundays aren't horrible, especially after the long bike ride from Saturdays, but for the most part, it still really is a feat to get through Sundays because it's just long and hot and you're just so tired from the week. So, and then right after that, you jump back into Mondays, Monday recovery swim. So that was pretty much the full week, in detail. If you want something more specific than that, I'm more than happy to break down things. My paces, my numbers, all of those good analytics. You can also always just go to my Strava and check out those details there. But that was an in-depth look of my training for the last couple of weeks, what I've been doing, what I've been up to. So hopefully that helps with setting up your programming. If you don't have coaching right now or want to self-coach, it's a good kind of breakdown of programming.